Good. My tobacco was getting stale.
What is it now, Pinkus? Peter Nameless don't like the black moss?
No, they were happy about it, but had already used up most of my reserves. Do you think it possible to grow more of this?
Let's look. Sure, I can grow more of it, no problem. But I need a favor first.
They stood eye to eye, barely twitching. Would they come to an accord? Nobody knew.
I take that as a yes?
Please do. Yes.
Great. I've recently fixed up this skelly, and I need you to check if it's all there up in the old noggin.
So you want me to get into the mind of this skeleton here?
And follow a couple of instructions. Yes, great. Now move around a little bit.
Right away. I must say, Suleidy, it's quite endearing being part of your little experiments.
Aye, and there's more I need you to do. Lift that crate over there.
Lifting? Is that really necessary?
It's very important, Pinkus.
Ah, things of importance. That is, of course, where I excel the most.
Now, how does that feel?
It is rather heavy.
Heavy? Ah. How would you describe the heaviness?
Sort of the straining kind.
All right, thank you. Carry it over there, please. It's, essential to my research.
Ah, essential, of course.
Good job, Pinkus. Could you perceive the very essential experience you just went through?
I mean, considering its essentiality, it was, of course, quite marvelous, carrying that extraordinarily heavy crate around.
Great, thanks. Now, there's a couple of lamps I need to snuff out.
Lamps? Really? Isn't that something an actual skeleton could handle?
Nah, they only light the lamps. I want to see if they can smother a flame in case of emergency.
Ah, yes. Who never wants to be underprepared for such eventualities, of course. Now, how was that?
Huh?
The lamp. Didn't I douse it very gracefully?
Oh, yeah, you did.
You're sure you need me to repeat that?
Aye. Might seem stupid to you, but repetition is crucial in science.
Ah, I of course knew that myself. I just wanted to see if we were still on the same page.
Sure we are. Grand. Now, one last check. Your auditory functions. Ask Old Gertrude how she's doing.
Oh, are you truly convinced that this is necessary? I mean, I can hear you quite clearly.
It rounds off the experiment. Wouldn't want to put all that work in jeopardy now, would we?
Oh, well, no. Let's get to her then.
And remember, I need you to really listen to her.
Greetings, Gertrude. How are you doing today?
Ah, Teresa. Finally, somebody decent enough to ask this old figurehead how she's doing. Oh, I don't even know where to begin. 3 weeks ago, a turtle was nibbling on my rib cage, and nobody heeded my calls for help. Just because I don't feel it, it doesn't mean it isn't there, you know.
Definitely. You see, I have to...
And then these charlatans, Pete and the Nameless One. They send their little creatures over here teasing me, like I'm some kind of scarecrow. If I were a couple of centuries younger, they'd crumble at the thought of mocking me. And do you know how long I've been asking the Marley to sail backwards just once? She's not the one forever pounded by waves, is she?
Ah, all of that sounds horrible, Gertrude. I didn't know you were facing all these difficulties.
Oh, thank you so much, my dear. Getting all that off my chest already feels rather wonderful.
I'm glad I could help.
Need something, matey?
This is not the kind of labor suited for a von Pressband.
What can I do you for?
Now, what are the results of the experiment?
3.53.
3.5... Is it possible, Suleidy, that you've just mocked me?
Oh, entirely possible, yes.
So talking to old Gertrude was part of that sham, too?
Somebody has to listen to her once in a while. Get some of that weight off her soul. Chin up, Pinkus. You did a good deed today. Now hand over that tobacco and be patient.
You know, 6 chapters of my memoirs are entirely devoted to my patients already. I was actually considering whether...
And done. There.
That was quick. And that's twice as much as I had before. Would you be willing to describe this process in detail to me?
Really? Including all the big science words?
Especially them. My memoirs are desperately lacking a scientific perspective. And I don't know if that sort of thing interests you, but now that I've got that much tobacco, I'd happily share.
Yeah, why the hell not? I've been working all day. Here, gimme. Now I know why you wanted to get that back. Now, on to the process. First, I had to get the soul energy structure of what you gave me. Wasn't much left, so I had to pull a few tricks or it would have been a bust. And that's how I did it.
Astounding, really. How have we never talked about all this before?
You never asked.
It seems it's equally important to listen to you once in a while, then. You've given me much to write about. I'll have to withdraw to my study to put the finishing touches on this chapter. Thanks again, Suleidy.
See you around, Pinkus. And don't forget that copy you promised me. Autographed and all.
Don't worry. That request is already part of my memoirs. Likely a poor choice. Smoking right. It's often at the end of my chapters when I have the strong urge to rewrite its title. As it turns out that no one day in the life of a pirate is like the other. On some days you may be robbed and swindled of your belongings. On others you'll possess a skeleton to collect moss with the texture of bird droppings. But on the best of them, you learn about the endless intricacies of soul energy structure and seed multiplication. And, most importantly, spend time with your astounding crewmates who make this adventure all the more exciting. Nothing I can't